Hey, guys, welcome to the show. And we have a special guest today. I have Professor Guilherme. And ladies, if you've ever wondered and you wanted to do something that's not a traditional going to the gym, to get fit, to learn some self-defense, and to be in a fun environment, today, Professor Guilherme and we're going to talk about how we integrate or how we get ladies into the academy and how we get them to train so they can feel super comfortable, so they can feel super safe, and that they can meet all their fitness goals. Guilherme Neves, introduce yourself, man.
So, oh, sorry, man. What did you say? Introduce yourself.
We're talking about ladies.
Yeah, talking about ladies. You say introduce yourself. Okay, my name is Guilherme Neves. I'm training Jiu-Jitsu for almost 32 years. So I started training Jiu-Jitsu with 8 years old and Rio de Janeiro the first time. And when I moved to São Paulo, I kept training there. So yeah, so now I'm here in Annapolis and in Maryland, Annapolis, and I'm a head instructor on the Team Randori.
So over all of the time that you've been an instructor and over doing jiu-jitsu, I imagine you've had numerous ladies, girls, females, whatever you want to call them, come to the academy and want to train doing jiu-jitsu. What do you think, or what do you find to be one of the biggest problems that stops ladies from actually wanting to get on the mat and do jiu-jitsu?
Sometimes they feel comfortable to train with the men, and I very understand this because I have some positions in jiu-jitsu, so sometimes it's hard for the ladies, and sometimes it's very hard for men too, and sometimes the ladies feel uncomfortable about this, about the strength. The guys have a lot of strength, the strong guys, have guys, and sometimes the ladies don't want to train because they feel like I don't want to say like it's not weakness, but the guy have a more strong. The guy was more strong than her, and the ladies can disinvolve her jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, so anatomically, the majority of guys are going to be heavier than girls. So that's a given. Anatomically, a lot of the guys are going to be stronger than a lot of girls, right? So, but jiu-jitsu is not based, that's not how jiu-jitsu works. Jiu-jitsu is, obviously there's a strength component and there's a weight component. As a person gets a little bit more experience, they start getting a little bit more knowledge, they are able to use their strength and just start to able to use their weight. But that could be a detriment as well as a benefit. But at the end of the day, jiu-jitsu is about leverage, angle, and position, right? Yeah. So if you had a lady come in and she wanted to do some jiu-jitsu or start, training self-defense, what are you talking about today?
And because this, we have the different program. I call it program because we think different here, right? So what do we do here? And sometimes in the first month, the lady she trained here with us, what do we do? She can train only with a higher belt. Okay, what does it mean? Like sometimes only with black belts, brown belts, and sometimes the purple belts.
Yeah, but wait, so a lady, someone who's new, not coming to jiu-jitsu, had never done jiu-jitsu before, they come into the mat or they come into the academy and you're just going to take them and stick them with the black belt. They're going to be like terrified to be rolling with the black belt. Why is rolling with a black belt or the upper belts better than just trying to start with another white belt?
Yeah, because these guys already have experience, all right? He already know how to control his train, control his way, and this way they can show the way and how train for the ladies.
So in essence, kind of like what we do here, when a lady comes, we don't put first, even white belts.
Yeah.
Whether it's a lady or a guy, we're not putting two white belts together because it's like two Tyrannosaurus Rexes just trying to destroy each other.
Perfect.
And they don't have any jiu-jitsu skills. They don't have any wherewithal of their body. They're just out there on the mat, just trying to fight, basically. Instead of using jiu-jitsu techniques, they're just on the mat, just going at it.
Getting crash.
Just crashing. So with ladies, you're putting them with upper belts, black belts, putting them with brown belts, and they start to learn some technique. And after they learn the technique, I imagine what you're explaining to me is that the lady is then working with the black belt or the brown belt or the upper belt with some resistance in manner for them to accomplish the techniques that they know or put techniques together and to do that in a very safe, non-threatening type manner.
Perfect. Yeah, it is. Yes, perfect. So what happened? We started drill. Sometimes the white belt don't know how post the hands, come up to your knees, stuff like that, and the upper belts can help the ladies, the white belts doing this, teaching they doing this, right? So it's very important the ladies feel, first of all, safe and feel comfortable to do the positions, to do and learn something. So how the professor I'll say, I can put two white belts, brand new, to start doing the drills or the sparring, because for sure they will gotta hurt.
Yeah. So here, the idea, the methodology is that they come and they all start at the, and you help me develop this program. So they all come here and they start in the beginner's class. Perfect. So they start in the beginner's class, and the beginner's class is basically an idea in order for not only for ladies but for guys too, to start to learn the basic body movements, to get a little bit better in their cardiovascular endurance, some more core strength, maybe to work off a couple of pounds while they're starting to, phase into doing jiu-jitsu. Then from the basics class, then we start opening up more of the academy to them, and they start to be able to then mature into the normal jiu-jitsu classes. So the normal jiu-jitsu classes, what usually happens in the normal jiu-jitsu class is that it's basically the same thing as a beginner class. The technique may be a little bit different, but at the end of the day, at the end portion of the class, there's rolling, there's live sparring, there's fighting. So with brand new ladies and brand new guys that come into the academy, they're sequestered. They're not given the free rein in order for them just to get on the mat and start fighting. They have to follow this methodology to start to fight and start to train with the upper belts, because in the upper belts, at the end of the day, they're going to help them succeed with the techniques. They're going to help them succeed with the body movements and to be able to learn jiu-jitsu in a non-threatening, safe environment. So we talk about safe, though. When we say safe, what do you mean by safe? What? Because my idea of safe and your idea of safe may be a little bit different. I mean, some of the things that I'm thinking in my mind, like I'm thinking safe environment. I'm from soup to nuts. I mean, the mat. The mat has to be safe. I mean, you see the mat, our mat's a little bit different than everybody else's mat. So it's going to be raised up a little bit better. The mat is white. Why is the mat white? Because I can look over there and see that little black dot right there. I can see that the mat ain't clean because it got a little black dot on it. So and that prevents ringworm, staph, all of these things that could be hiding on that green mat, all of those things that could be hiding in that blue mat, all of those things that could be hiding in that black mat, it ain't going to hide on the white mat. So when you come, it's going to be clean. The mat has to be clean. The wall pads have to be clean. The people that come on to the academy, it has to be clean. So that's basically, for me, the first rung or the first step of safety when a woman comes here to the academy. So given that, what would you then take the next level?
So here, all the students, they already passed for this process. Okay, so before they he can come here to visit or be a member, be students here. But before he started roll with anybody, man, woman, he need talk with us first. All right, we see with the student and we talk about the academic rules and what we wait from these students. All right, so Professor, you can say the rules. What you?
I mean, the rules that I sit down with. The first thing I do is when we're in the class and everybody is getting ready to roll, I put everybody in the principal's office. The brand new people, that's what I call it, the principal's office. They have to come and sit on the side. They can't get on the mat and roll their first class. So they have to sit on the side. They get into the principal's office, and I discuss to them, first of all, safety in regard to tapping. Okay, if you're rolling with someone, whether it's a higher belt, a lower belt, throughout your entire jiu-jitsu career and history, if you roll with somebody and you get caught in an uncomfortable position, a position that's hurting you, a position that has too much pressure, the first thing you have to do is tap, okay? Because this is not like karate. In karate, you get punched in the face and it's too late. You know, here with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you can take a person to a submission, get them to tap and start over, and both parties be safe, opposed to like boxing. You know, I get a good left jab, I punch you in the face, you get knocked out, you know, and then the fight is over. We're not training anymore. So with jiu-jitsu, we can employ our techniques. So I talk to them about being safe in regard to tapping with under submissions, but I also go a little further with tapping, and I talk to them about, if you're rolling with somebody and the person jumps at you like they're a cougar, like they're a bat out of hell, and they're just trying to be overly aggressive, the first thing you do is tap, because there's nobody, I'm not, no one is winning a gold medal here. Mm-hmm. Nobody's getting a gold medal. Nobody's getting a check, and nobody's joining the UFC right off the bat. So people, when you start to roll with people and they're aggressive, just tap, and you have the ability to tell them, hey, I am not here for that. I'm here to learn jiu-jitsu. I am here to learn in a safe manner. Now, there's fast classes that we have, the competition classes, the advanced classes, where you can come in here and fight your heart out. But or you can even do that in a regular basic class, but it's done with a person that has the same ability and same skill and has the same experience level. I'm not going to take a brand new white belt who's never rolled and stick them with a blue belt, stick them with a purple belt, and let them go at each other like they're, like I said earlier, two Tyrannosaurus Rexes. So with women, we talk to them about tapping right off the bat. In bad caught positions, we talk to them about tapping when the person is overly aggressive for you. I talk to them about tapping if you get and you start to roll and the person, his breath is bad, tap. If it's not something that you're comfortable with, tap. Because here, go to the bathroom and get some mouthwash. We got mouthwash in the bathroom. Just mouth. I'm not asking you to brush your teeth, but use some mouthwash. You know, for God's sake, if you're going to roll with somebody, you know, have some good breath. We're all on top of each other. So that's one of the conveniences that we have. If you're rolling with somebody and their fingernails are really long and it looks like they're a hawk, you know, trying to get on the Potomac River, catch fish out the river, tell them tap and tell them to go trim their nails. We got nail clippers here. So the idea, in order for you to get to the point of rolling, it needs to be comfortable, it needs to be safe. So you as a student have the ability to tap for a whole bunch of reasons, not just because you're in a bad position and you're getting submitted. So the next thing I explain to them is that here, there's no one here who's trying to marry you, okay? I mean, we all have families, we're all adults. The jiu-jitsu instructors are not trying to date you. They're not trying to marry you. They're not trying to ask you out for dates or anything like that. They're professionals. Their job is to provide you with a course of instruction, not to be trying to have some type of extramarital affair with you. That's not what we're here for. We're here as a professional organization to provide and teach you with jiu-jitsu. You pay us, we teach you jiu-jitsu. That's what we pay for. So at the end of the day, I want females, ladies, girls, women, when they come to the academy, to feel safe, to know that the instructors don't have nefarious means. Now, I also explain to them that the students shouldn't be doing that either, because that's something that we talk to the students about. And, unfortunately, we can't control the students, but it's not something that we condone, where we have students in the academy that are trying to, engage in these relationships. That's stuff that needs to happen outside the academy. When you're in the academy, we're here training. We're athletes, we're here training. We don't need to have this romantic, relationship going on here in the academy. If you want to do that outside, you can, but here, it's not something that is condoned by the instructor. So in addition to that, we're rolling, we're doing jiu-jitsu. So we're really, really close upon one another, and there's going to be accidents, people, we're adults here. So people know if you accidentally touch somebody, you accidentally do something. Everyone knows the difference between a touch that is done in accident and a touch that is malice. For us here at Team Randori, I know you'll agree, there's 0.0% excuse for purposely fondling or touching somebody. If that happens, if it's an instructor, if it's a student, there's zero tolerance right here. If that happens, you're gone. I don't need to have a discussion. I don't need to have. We don't need to have an investigation. If a person feels that they're being touched inappropriately by somebody, then it's. But we're all adults, But at the end of the day, there's zero tolerance for that. So we're here to train. We're here to have a safe training environment. We're here to make everybody feel comfortable. And if you're not safe, if you don't feel comfortable and you don't trust what's going on here, then you're not going to ever try new techniques. You're never going to put yourself out there to fail in doing the jiu-jitsu technique, because you're always a little reserved for some reason, either because someone's going to touch you or whatever. So that's kind of how I, as one of the instructors here, that's kind of how I phrase it. And, across the board, I know you have us all do that pretty consistently, but that's kind of how I kind of phrase it when we have ladies coming here. So when the ladies are actually training, how do you get them to start focusing on their jiu-jitsu game? What's your methodology to say, okay, I need you to start here and here and get to a point so you can have people that show up and they come to all of the classes and they don't have any fear to fight all the other guys?
Yeah, so first of all, I need to understand. We like to understand the student, and for sure, it's not on the first day, on the second day. The student take a time to see where and how the students work. I like to. I was always talking. I like to play guard. I like to pass the guard, and we always need to watch it and talk to the students to see how we can push a little bit more. And say, I know is a different. I would say, I have my daughter train, and I know. And I joke that it's a little bit more harder to train a woman, because we understand that the hormones is up and down, is everything like this, and sometimes you don't know, and you ask, "Oh, do this," and the ladies, the woman's gonna answer you so respect, I don't want to do this, and you need to understand how manage it is to keep push your students, make sense? So, and for this, for sure, I would say in the beginning, you need understand and know your students. This takes time, but when the first day the students come in here, and I like to show first a pass the guard. Okay, so why I say this, because this way, don't have too much. If she don't feel comfortable yet, don't have too much touch, and she try go around, and somebody the purple belt, brown belt, or black belt can play guard, and this way, the lady can understand what is jiu-jitsu is. Okay, I need to pass the guard. How I need to pass the guard? I need to go around. I need to touch on his legs. I need to put my chest on the chest. So this way, she will understand, and she will start to understand what is jiu-jitsu, and how her body needs to be closed than the body.
Yeah, but when you have a dynamic partner, I think that works better. When you have a dynamic partner, a person who's an upper belt that has the ability to understand what the lower belt is trying to do, dynamically moving to be able to present obstacles and challenges to this new student. Two white belts, you have a lady who's a white belt and you have another lady or another guy who's a white belt, and they lay down and you're trying to have them pass guard. The person who's laying there doesn't even know what the guard is. So, that's going to be a zero-sum game right there, so.
And we started this and not like this for the beginners, okay? Beginners, they never train. But today we can see a lot of black belts, a lot of brown belts, ladies, brown belt ladies, like a blue belt, very, very talented, very good. And for sure, the girls beat the guys on the mat. We had a lot of girls.
Yeah, so I was going to ask you about that. So we have a kids competition team.
Yeah, we have a girls competition team.
You have a girls competition team. So you have a competition team that consists of 11 people?
Yeah.
And out of the 11 people, eight?
Eight. I think 8 is girl.
Eight are all girls. And the girls are more technically proficient than the boys. So how would you describe to me, or how would you explain how that is so? Because when people, if I had someone on the outside here, a lay person who knows nothing about jiu-jitsu, and they're like, okay, so that's a combat sport. I'm going to bring my child here, and I'm going to bring my child who's a girl here. And, then 6 months later, they're like, oh my goodness, my daughter is on the competition team. I'm not saying that's how fast it would be, but I'm just using this as just means for discussion. But my daughter's now on the competition team. How does that little girl come in here with the mindset, or not, I don't even want to say the mindset, the perceived expectation of just being a little girl, and then obviously being in a competitive setting here?
For the first moment is the girls can be the boy can be 9 years old and the girl the same age, 9 years old too, but the girls have the maturity before the boys. And I always say this, the girl is more mature, and this help a lot. Okay, when the kid, this help a lot, because the little girls, they are more focused on the jiu-jitsu, they want to train more, they pay attention more, right? So we can see here this and another academy is the same thing. The girls, for sure, we have a lot of boys, good train partners, but the girls, because they are more mature, the girls want to fight more and fight a little bit more harder. And I play here with my students, and they say, look, let's show the girls power. Let's show the girls power. And the girls never want to let the boys win, because the girls want to show the boys the girls have the power. But for me, I think is this, when the young kid, the girls have a more maturity. So it's a little, I don't say it's a little bit more easy, but this help you teach better with it, and the girls learn better and a little bit more fast than the boys.
Do you find that to be the same when you have a lady coming into the academy versus a lady and a regular guy? Do the women still have that, I guess, superior level of intellect and maturity?
So, and when they are let's say 20 years old, 25, 30 years old, it's a little bit different. Okay, the ladies can understand more, but the guy have a more strength.
Yeah.
So he try use his strength. He try use his way. All right. And this is natural. This is how the life is.
So, I mean, you say that. I had a discussion yesterday with some of the ladies in the academy. And one of the things that was, because I'm not a girl, but one of the things that the ladies were saying to me was that they were rolling with guys, and when they roll with guys, what happens is they get guys in a specific position, they get guys in a submission, what have you, and then the guys start using their strength and their weight to try to defeat the position or try to defeat the submission that they're putting on the guy. And the girls were telling me, or the ladies were telling me, they were like, I feel that's kind of unfair that when I'm working and I get a guy in a good position or I get a guy in a submission, that they're going to use their weight and they're going to use their strength against me to bust out of the position. And they kind of felt bad about it. And I told them, I said, that's only a matter, it's actually a matter of perspective. And the matter of perspective that I wanted them to try to keep in mind is that when you're fighting a guy and he's stronger and he's heavier than you, and you're able to employ a technique, and then he has to result in strength and or weight to get out of the submission or the position, you actually have won. Now, you didn't win the position, you didn't win the submission, but what you did is you caused that person to use a resource that you don't have available to you. And they use their strength and they use their weight to get out. If the guy had technique, just like the female or the woman had technique, he would have to use the technique to get out. Yeah. But because the woman has more technical ability, she gets him in this position and he has to result in this attribute that the woman doesn't have to get out. So,
and this is what's beautiful in jiu-jitsu, because when she realized he tried using his strength and his weight on her, she can move or do another transition for another attack or do another movement. Makes sense? So this what we try show the students here, what we will show the students here, like if it's hard for you to submit him at the arm bar, if he have his way, his strength on you, do the transition.
Yeah, transition to the next submission. So I mean, the discussion I had yesterday is that obviously I'm having this discussion with ladies that are in the academy and they're just starting. Mm-hmm. So they don't have that repertoire of different submissions and different positions yet. They don't have those experiences yet. Yeah. But as they're starting, they don't realize, and I try to have them look at this in another perspective, is that when you're fighting and you have gotten your opponent into a very technically sound position, and then they have to result in strength and they have to use their explosiveness or they have to use their weight to defeat you, that means your jiu-jitsu is better than theirs, obviously, because they're now resulting in this, this attribute. And I tell the guys this. I tell guys all the time. I mean, we get guys that come here and they're ex whatever, and they get on the mat and they want to fight. They want to fight. They want to wrestle. They want to wrestle. They want to wrestle. They want to wrestle. And some guys are like, oh, I don't want to wrestle this guy. The only thing he's going to do is wrestle me. No, you need to keep wrestling this guy, because at the end of the day, he's a one-trick pony. He's only going to be to use his strength and size so long, and then ultimately you start getting more techniques that you can employ to this guy.
We have a lot of guys. We have a lot of technical guys on entire world on jiu-jitsu. All right, but if we watching jiu-jitsu now, like the good fight for me, good fight is when the guys wrestle, the stop, and what does this mean? Like the guys using more strength than have a technique. For you wrestle, you scramble, you need to have the technique. All right. But if you watch the women's fight, you see more technical, it's like the girls don't wrestle too much. Yeah. But they are more technical and more effective, effective. Thank you. Effective. It sounds like it's more. I don't say it's more easy to get in this. But how are you getting more technical? Just drilling. The guys can drill it, but at the end of the day, they will wrestle.
Yeah.
If they get in that position, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like I said. So I think it's this like the ladies like a 20s, 30, 40, 50, or whatever. It's more, they can apply more technique than the guys, the beginners.
Yeah, because obviously they're forced to learn the technique. If they're going to be successful, and that's that's pretty evident with some of the higher level ladies that do jiu-jitsu when they go through that phase and they start getting more experienced and they start getting their repertoire of techniques down. Then for guys, they're just attacking guys left and right because a lot of times they don't have the experience because they're only using strength.
If you see, this is a natural. The guys want to do what?
Yeah.
Wrestle.
Yeah.
Today, I train what I want. I want to wrestle. I want to do I want to fight. You understand? Sometimes you show up at the academy. I want to fight today. I want to fight today. And the ladies want to do the technical train. You understand? Sometimes you see the girls wrestle too, they scramble, but it's more technical.
Yeah,
it's more technical.
Well, if you had to, if some, not your daughters or anything like that, but if you had to convince or had to discuss jiu-jitsu with a lady out there, just to say, hey, this is what it is. This is, what we do. To make them feel safe, to have them try jiu-jitsu, what would you tell them?
First of all, I think it's very important that all ladies train jiu-jitsu for self-defense. Unfortunately, we never know what way for us outside. Okay? The streets today is very dangerous, and I told my daughters to start doing jiu-jitsu because this I don't know what was going on the school, on the street. I'm not with my daughter 24 hours in a day. I'm not with her in the school. And unfortunately, when my daughter had 7 years old, she had the problem in the school with the bullying and with the boy, and she don't train jiu-jitsu. She started training now. And I told her, look, you need to do this. It's for you. I'm not with you all the time. Your mom not with you at the time. So it's very important defend yourself. And she started training. And now I can see she's more confident. She can defend herself. All right. So she compete a lot now, and this change. I think it's already changing her life. Mm-hmm. This jiu-jitsu lifestyle, right? And I would say it's better don't use than don't know, and you need to use.
You need to use it.
You need to use it. All right. So this is the first thing I need. I will tell somebody. I would say to somebody. For some girl, look, it's very important. We never know, all right? And when she start training and start getting involved in jiu-jitsu, she will see this is better for her, because now she protect herself, for her healthy, mental healthy. So jiu-jitsu have their own lifestyle. Mm-hmm. And I think everybody start training jiu-jitsu can't stop. If you love jiu-jitsu, if you understand what jiu-jitsu mean, you can't stop training. I think so. So,
well, for you and me, is because we've been doing this so long. If you stop, you're gonna fall apart.
Yeah. Oh. So I remember when I was in the college, and I chose the college close so very near for the academy, because this way I can train. And I need to give up. I gave up the college because, and I told my mom, like, I need to train. This is not for me. And my mom don't talk to me for 4 years because I gave up the college, but because this is my life, jiu-jitsu is my life. This lifestyle is very good, so it's amazing and serious. You got a lot of confidence. You start understanding yourself, and this for ladies is very important. Very important.
So if there's ladies out there and you guys are looking to start jiu-jitsu, what would you tell them to look for if they had to go to a jiu-jitsu academy? Not that I'm saying, you could come to here to Team Randori, but if you're not here, I get it. It's all good. It's like McDonald's, and some people like Burger King, and some people like Arby's. It's all good. But if you're going to go to a jiu-jitsu academy, what are some of the things that they should look for?
First of all, safe place. All right. So you need to look for some academy that treat you good, respect you. All right. So have the mats clean. Everybody all the students respect the ladies. Looking for this, because if the academy have this, you are in a safe place. All right, you are in a safe place, and this is more important because unfortunately we are in all sports around the world, all sports, okay, all sports, we have some bad case.
Oh yeah.
Makes sense. So the coach, students, the people from the academy do something bad things with the ladies. So looking for the safe place, somewhere have a respect the ladies. All right. So, and I always say this for my daughters, and all the girls are here. Like, your parents raise you so good, take care of you so good. So don't go to some place, don't talk to someone. They don't carry you. If they don't treat you like your parents treat you, get out.
Yeah, I would say number one is to make sure that the academy that you're joining has some type of credentials behind them, an IBJJF type school.
Yeah, perfect.
So with IBJJF, you know that there's going to be some standards. The instructors are going to have to adhere to some requirements in order for them to be instructors. So if you walk in and you go to a school and you have anybody besides black belts on the mat teaching you, that should be a red flag. It should own. I mean, you wouldn't go to a college and sit down into a college class and have one of your students stand up to give you a course of instruction. Yeah. It would have to be a professor. So look to make sure that the school that you're going to is some type of reputable school that has, some credentials behind it. I know a lot of people look for jiu-jitsu or martial arts based upon price.
They don't know about, look at IBJJF.
Yeah, don't know about it, So price should be like way one of the last things that you should be thinking about. You should look at value first. What are you getting for what you're paying for? I mean, this is not like you're going to come and learn jiu-jitsu in 6 months. This is something that's going to be an investment. So I mean, if it's important to you, then you'll make the investment. If not, so having an IBJJF school, making sure that the facility is clean, that the instructors and the staff are act professional, that they're providing you with a course of instruction that they didn't just watch off of like YouTube the night before, that kind of stuff. And to have, like I said, for me, and I know you and the rest of the people here, there's a 0% tolerance for, inappropriate activity. And that means, that could be something as, people making inappropriate jokes, making people not feel comfortable. I mean, it's hard enough. Jiu-jitsu is hard enough. You come here, you put blood, sweat, tears on the mat. The last thing you need is to be rolling or having the ability or being presented opportunities that make you 100% uncomfortable. So you need to be comfortable no matter where you're at. And you know, at the end of the day, I wouldn't hold that in either. If you're uncomfortable, you got to address the issue, because sometimes the instructors don't even know. You know, and if it's a professional organization, if you're uncomfortable and you say something to the instructor, 99% of the time, if it's an IBJJF school, those guys are going to fix the problem right off the bat for you. They're not going to let that problem continue to linger or fester. They're going to fix that for you, because, you know, you may in your mind think that it's not worth it, but you are worth it. You're the most important person that comes to the academy, because without you, the academy wouldn't exist and the instructors wouldn't have anybody to teach. So the idea is to make you feel safe. That way, if you start to train and you get experience and you one day have students of your own, then you can pass on all of those things. You can make them feel safe. You can pass on that lineage of information that you have, and, you know, keep jiu-jitsu in the forefront of, you know, our sporting community, opposed to in the back and nobody knows what it is.
Perfect.
So, well, guys, we're running out of time, and we appreciate you guys watching the video here. Professor Guy and I are going to have some other guests coming up pretty soon, but, you know, until then, just check out the video. Any questions, comments, please go ahead and put those in the comment section, and or, you know, hit that pound, that like, that share thing. And if you're interested in trying to come and do some jiu-jitsu with us here in Annapolis, feel free to stop on in. You know, we may be the right academy for you. We may not be the right academy for you. For us, we only accept 200 people. That's it. This is not a place where we just accept willy-nilly everybody. It's a 200%. It's a 200 student capped environment. That way we can spend time and have focus on each one of our students. That way we can progress, make sure that their jiu-jitsu is super technical. Everyone is treated like an adult, not just a number. So we want our people to be the best as possible. So not everybody has the opportunity to drive a Ferrari, right? You know, Ferrari is limited. So we want to consider ourselves as the Ferrari of jiu-jitsu in our area. So if you're in Annapolis, come by, see Guilherme, come by, see me, make sure we get you guys on the mat.